Hello and welcome. Today's going to be a pretty simple one again. I just wanted to sketch crabs. That's about it. I enjoy drawing exoskeletons for creatures, as well as like power armor and things like that. The way that they follow a form while still maintaining rigid shapes is just really fun to do. To start things off, I just began with this simple sketch right here. I was following off of a reference, which I don't think I copied in yet. I'll put that in real soon. I was paying special attention to the different joints and how they actually like connected to each other. Wasn't going for an incredible amount of detail, but I did want the shapes to overall be decently accurate, at least. Didn't go into too much detail on the bumps and nubs that are on his like legs and stuff though. Crabs have such like a ravioli little shaped head. It's kind of funny. I slapped a little bit of gray onto the sketch as well, just to indicate where I would put like the orange reddish color of the crab. But I wasn't really interested in fully rendering this or anything, so that was about all I did for him. Next up was this other fun little reference with his arms up. You get a little bit of the underside of this crab. I was kind of doing this similar thing to before. I spent a little bit less time on some of the legs. I was more just trying to pay attention to the different segments of the armor on the underside, since this is a different angle and I could see it then. And I just slapped in a few little lines to indicate a bit of light direction. Next up, I really wanted to dive a little bit deeper into observing like the actual segments of the legs and the underside. So I found a quick stock photo of the underside of a crab and just kind of did the different pieces of him. Next, I wanted to do a top view. This crab's a really cool teal blue. It's odd that his claws are orange though. I wonder if that's normal. Like, do they just switch color like that normally? I don't know much about crabs. Maybe I'll look that up. Maybe I'll become a little fact channel. I'll just look up facts about the different things I draw and then I'll just share them. Did you know that a crab has like 8 legs? Wow, incredible. So yeah, this one I also put even less detail and effort into the different pieces of him. I was kind of actually going like less and less detail over time with these, but I think that this is mostly because I was just looking at different pieces of the crab and trying to focus on like the forms themselves and like understanding, you know, how he's made up. So you'll see me dragging and dropping a bunch of reference photos in here. I wanted to try designing like a saddle on top of a crab, so like you have like this same idea as like having a giant war elephant. If you had a giant war crab, I thought that would be pretty cool. So I wanted to try designing some sort of war saddle for him. Think like the Talus from Breath of the Wild. I did not end up doing a very good job on this. That's what the rest of this video is going to be. So maybe I'll try a little bit harder on this next week. Like I had said before in one of my previous videos, designing things from scratch is not really my strong suit. You'll see I'm giving him like this little crown thing. I was thinking that you put like a platform that's like circular, where the top part of his domed head is like sticking up out of it, and then it just makes like a catwalk kind of around him. The next thing I tried was kind of like putting these like support beams that are going down to brace the platform. I think the problem with both of these is it doesn't really have any sort of like undercarriage to like hold the saddle on, so it doesn't look like it really makes sense, and it's not very easy to understand what it's doing. Anyway, I gave this the top of this one a little crossbow. I'm not too happy with that design though. I do want to try redoing it. Alright, finally I kind of tried to do a slightly bigger sketch of the pose for this crab. I wanted to do it from the underside so it looked more intimidating. But since I wasn't really happy with the overall design of the saddle, I don't think that this turned out too well, and I wasn't really gonna finish it. So maybe next week I'll try to design a better saddle for the crab, and then I'll be more willing to put some effort into finishing him. But yeah, here I just kind of do the similar design. I do the basic shapes of the crab body, and then I did a bit of drawing for the crossbow at the top. Added some little wood detail lining. Added his face. Man, a big crab would be so creepy. I don't know. I'm fine that they're little. They're kind of cute when they're small, but if there was a big war crab like this, I think it would be 10 times more intimidating than an elephant. Looking at it now, since it's a little bit later, I think some of my perspective is pretty off with the positioning of the front claws. I think the left claw is too far in, if that makes sense, so I should probably move it out next time. But yeah, that's pretty much all I did this week. Just drew some crabs, had some fun. Maybe next week I'll design the saddle a little bit better. That'll be a good time. If you stuck until the end, then thanks for watching. Hope you have a good one. Peace.